Please subscribe to this channel for more videos related to Catholic Christian teaching. The existence of the angels were denied by the Sadducees and by materialists and rationalists in all times. Modern rationalists explain the angels as personifications of divine attributes and activities, or see in the Jewish Christian doctrine of the angels traces of an original polytheism or a borrowing from Babylonian and Persian legends. The Fourth Lateran Council and the First Vatican Council declared, "At the beginning of time, He created at once out of nothing both orders of creatures, the spiritual and the corporeal, that is, the angelic and the earthly." It is not defined, but the creation of the angel world was contemporaneous with that of material world. But the common teaching is that both were created at the same time. Sententia communis refers to popular beliefs below the sententia certa level in the hierarchy of dogmatic beliefs. They are widely held and generally accepted by theologians, but not dogmatically asserted. Examples of sententia communis beliefs include: the saints in heaven can help the souls in purgatory by intercession. Dead people cannot receive sacraments. However, more modern commentators have noted that beliefs like these should potentially be classified at a higher level in the light of the Pope John Paul II's apostolic letter Ad Tuendam Fidem in 1998. Sacred Scripture, even in its oldest books, affirms the existence of the angels who glorify God, and as His messengers and servants transmit His commands to mankind. The creation of the angels is indirectly attested in Exodus chapter 20. In 6 days the Lord made heaven and earth, and the sea, and all things that are in them. And directly in Colossians chapter 1, "For in Him were all things created in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or dominions or principalities or powers." Tradition affirming the existence of the angels is unanimous from the very beginning. The early Christian apologists, in refuting the reproach of atheism, also mentioned the existence of the angels. The first monograph on the angels were composed about 500 AD under the title De Celesti Hierarchia. Among the Latin fathers, St. Augustine and St. Gregory the Great occupied themselves minutely with angelology. The liturgy of the Church also offers many testimonies. Natural reason cannot prove the existence of the angels, since their creation is a free deed of God. from the known sequence of stages of the perfections of the creatures. However, the existence of purely spiritual created essences can, with a high degree of probability, be inferred. The number of the angels is very great, according to sacred scripture. The scriptures speak of myriads of thousands and thousands, and of legions of angels. The various biblical names indicate a gradation and order among the angels. Since the time of Pseudo-Dionysius, 9 choirs or orders of angels are named, of which 3 each form a hierarchy. In accordance with sacred scripture, these are called seraphim, cherubim, thrones, dominions, principalities, powers, virtues, archangels, angels. The division of the angel world into 9 orders are the illumination of the lower orders through the higher orders. A teaching which stems from Neoplatonism is not a truth of faith, but a free theological opinion. The same applies to the grouping of the angels by the scholastics, which goes back to Daniel chapter 7, into angeli assistentes and angeli ministrantes. To the former group are allocated the upper 6 choirs, to the latter group the lower 3. Revelation testifies, however, that the functions of assisting and serving are not mutually exclusive. According to the teaching of St. Thomas Aquinas, which is connected with the doctrine of the principle of individuation, the angels are specifically distinguished from one another. Thus, each angel forms a separate species. Other theologians, as against this, teach either that all the angels together form one species only, or that the individual hierarchies or choirs form particular species. The principle of individuation is a philosophical concept that describes the criterion by which we distinguish one individual thing from another of the same kind, essentially determining when we have 2 of something rather than just one. It's also known as a criterion of identity, and is often discussed in relation to the idea of matter as the element that individuates a thing within a category. Please go to YouTube Retired Mentality channel, playlist Divine Act of Creation for the complete series of these materials.